What's up, y'all? It's Dr. Paul with a mail call. Got a fun, relatively inexpensive key from the 80s here. It's an opportunity with MCU spec, and it's also an opportunity with slabbing and grading. So, this book came out in 1986. It's the last issue of the second limited series of this title, so technically volume 2 of this title, and it is issue number 12. I don't know if that's enough for those of you who are steeped in your Marvel Comics lore to figure it out. Probably should be. Alright, kudos to the shippers, done a great job packing this up. I've commented before that this here cardboard is not especially stiff, but packing it this way so it doesn't have any of those creases or seams means that this is actually pretty rigid. And then this inside the Gemini mailer is very safe. And the painter's tape to keep the book where you want it during shipment is great. And so this eBay purchaser, unless we have some nasty surprises in the book itself, will certainly be getting good reviews from me. And extra kudos, book is shipped in Mylar too. So, what is the book? Vision and the Scarlet Witch, number 12, as I mentioned, volume 2, 1986. This is a newsstand. In 1986, your distribution between newsstand and direct was about 50-50. So normally there shouldn't be much of a premium put on a newsstand book from 86. The exception to that rule, of course, is super high grade. Because the newsstand copies are abused as you're flipping through them in a spinner rack, all the kids racing in trying to find the X-Men. Super high grade, even when the newsstand is not more rare than direct, it is more rare in super high grade because the direct ones were never abused to the same degree. Typically, they went straight into bags and boards. They were put into racks where they were protected. So in super high grade, I expect there will always be a bit of a premium even when the newsstand is not the rarer of the two editions available to you in the marketplace. So, this was advertised as a high-grade raw, and I know that you cannot 100% evaluate books for 9.8, candidacy online with the pictures that you see on eBay. And I'm going to say right now, this is probably not a 9.8 candidate. But it is a very nice book, and it has some pressable defects that can be made better. So why are we interested in this book at all? It is the first appearance of the twins. Tommy, the twin children of the Vision Scarlet Witch. Tommy, who's also known as Speed, and Billy, who becomes known as Wiccan. Obviously, we've seen them both in the MCU, and they're going to be around some more. The CGC census has about 500 copies of this book, a little bit over that 500, and only 131 9/8. So this was written by Steve Englehart with pencils by Richard Howell. So not a super common book in the census, given that it was just published in the 80s and it features a, fairly significant key, at least from that time period. I mean, both the twins are in the MCU. They've been featured significantly. We know they're also returning. So this book, I think, has a lot of upside potential in terms of there's not a lot in the census. Fair market value of a 9.8 is about $175 today. 9.6 about 120, 125, 9.4 approximately $100 fair market value. Those are today's prices. They're off significantly from the peaks during the WandaVision show. 9/8 were going for approximately $250 then. Raws today are anywhere from 20 to 60 bucks. Raws peaked more like $100 during the WandaVision time period, about a year and a half ago. And I think even like low grade raws were about $40 then. So I paid $32 for this one. And the reason I was happy to pay that is because it is a newsstand. It does present very well. And I was confident that with Clean and Press that I'd be in the sort of 9.4 or better range. And I was happy to take a swing at this one. So what do I see here in terms of flaws? This looks like a little stain, and I knew that that was there. That was something I could see from the pictures that the seller provided. That is something that I believe I can wet clean out, and so I'm not too worried about that. Otherwise, the cover looks quite nice. There's a little dent here, little dent there. These are completely 100% pressable defects. Little dent here, couple spine ticks here. Now some of these spine ticks kind of barely break color. Not even 100%, but a little tiny bit. But the ticks themselves, I think, are going to press out nicely. Obviously, you can't recover the color there. The back is a little bit less good shape. We've got a number of finger bends all through here, and we should be able to remove those, but they're a little bit more work to remove. You don't have any spine ticks on the back to speak of, but there is a crease here. And the crease, well, it sort of breaks color right here. It doesn't break all the way through the color, but it's probably just where there was a partial crease and then there's more color rub because the paper's raised. So just, you have not all the way through color rub, but you have a little bit of color rub here. So whether or not I would want to send this for slabbing, I won't decide until after I clean and press it. But I do think after I clean and press it, this is certainly going to be considered a very nice near mint newsstand copy. And as such, even raw, I would be able to expect $60 even in today's market. And if these characters, when these characters return and we get some additional interest, you know, I think this should be closer to the higher end of the range, $80, $100, because it is a newsstand and it will present extremely well when we're done with it. So that's kind of the sort of buying that I'm doing today. You know, if you're watching my channel, you're seeing a similar theme. I am picking up books that are a little bit down and out. And we've talked about this before. It's the same as contrarian investing. It's a similar concept to the Dogs of the Dow, blue water investing, or what people in the comic book community like to call cold keys. This right now is certainly a cold key with a lot of upside potential, and so that's why I'm hunting for these right now, especially really nice examples of the newsstand. So, just a short video today to do this unboxing. I hope you're getting out there like I am and you're enjoying the hunt. And until next time, take care of one another.